Beyond the circle. Oakville is a town of raccoons famous for its artists, one of them being the Elwoods. For generations, the family have been making numerous amounts of paintings worth thousands of gold. There are four members in the Elwood family. They are Mr. Elwood and Mrs. Elwood, along with their two sons, Thomas and Timothy. They live up the hill just a little outside of Oakville. The youngest son, Timothy, adored his family's paintings and wanted to become a painter just like them. So, for some years, Timothy has been learning to paint and even made some himself. However, there was something wrong with them. They were all dull. There was nothing special about them. You have to connect with your paintings, Timmy, his mom advised. But no matter how many times he tried, he always failed to do so. This situation made Timothy very sad, and he had lost the motivation to continue. I'm a failure, he thought to himself as he walked around the forest, trying to get some fresh air. He walked deeper and deeper into the forest until he saw a path walk. That's weird, he studied the path. There was no path the last time I'm here. The curious raccoon then decided to follow the path. After a while, he arrived at a small house. Around it were a small garden and a small table with chair made out of tree stumps. But what caught Timothy's attention were the sculptures around the house. They're beautiful, is the first thing that popped in his mind. He approached one of the sculptures to get a closer look. And who might you be, young man? A voice was heard from behind. Timothy jumped and turned his head around. A fox! He screamed. The fox jumped as well, but then started to laugh. I won't hurt you. He smiled and turned his gaze to the sculpture Timothy was looking at. I see that you like my work. Although Timothy was still scared, he nodded. I'm Benjamin, and you are? Timothy. Timothy Elwood. Elwood? That painter family? I love your family's artworks. I bet yours is just as amazing, Benjamin said in excitement. Contrary to Benjamin's excitement, Timothy felt sad again. He didn't want to ruin the mood, but he decided to tell the truth about how he can't paint like his family, how he had given up on painting, and how he felt like a failure. The fox listened to his every words and gave him some words of encouragement. In order to cheer him up more, Benjamin invited Timothy to make a sculpture together. He taught Timothy all he needed to know about sculpting. Timothy managed to make a simple sculpture. It doesn't look that pretty, but somehow Timothy felt proud of his work for the first time, something he never felt before with his paintings. Looks like you found your hidden talent, the fox smiled. I'll be very happy to help you if you want to learn more. But all of my family are painters. Wouldn't it make them mad if I choose sculpting over painting? Let me ask you something, Timmy. You told me that you wanted to be a painter. But did you really want to, or did you feel like you have to be one? Timothy fell silent. He thought about the question carefully, but he can't seem to find the answer. The fox sighed and reached over to the clay beside him. You don't have to answer it now. He grabbed a handful of clay. Just keep in mind that sometimes you have to go beyond the circle and try something different. He handed the clay to Timothy. That day altered Timothy's life. He began to pursue his talent in sculpting, and his family were very supportive. Slowly, he kept getting better every day. Those days turned into weeks, then into months, and into years. Timothy had grown up into a famous sculptor. He even had his own museum dedicated to his works.